there was a couple that were reoccurring, and I think it was, Michael Reimer was on from the beginning, and so he was sort of like just the one that kept with it all the way along, and it's partly his baby as well, In terms of the other directors, there was a couple that were on for the first episode, and everything just worked really well with them, and they kind of got the vibe and everything, so they became repeat directors. And for a show like Battlestar, it's so much easier to have a director that knows the story. And, in season 1, it wasn't so hard. By the time you get to season 3 or 4, and you have a new director, unless they're the hugest fan out there, it was really hard for them to step into it. I mean, I remember one, I don't even remember the director's name, who came in and it was a Cylon-heavy episode with multiples of each of us, and the poor guy was going insane because he just couldn't keep it all straight. And so we had Michael Mankin, and who loves the show, and the cast and crew love him, and who else was repeats? I mean, there's so many. Rod Hardy, Bob Young,
Michael Mankin for sure, Michael Reimer.
If they came back and they did more than one, it means that something clicked, and Mankin just got it. He was.
We had one woman, and I think that never happened again.
Yeah, it never happened again. She did the second episode. She did Water, didn't she? Or no, Water was the first. I don't know. She did the second.
33 was the first one.
33, and then Water was the second one. She did that one, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think that our show is, I don't know, the subject matter was so masculine, maybe. I don't know. Michael Mankin was one of those directors that every single episode that he directed of me, something bad was happening to Kara, like she died, or her mom was visiting, or like she crashed on a planet, she shoots Lee. Like every single episode he did was something dramatic. Oh, the one, the farm, like he did all of those ones.
Right.
Actually, the farm might have been Rod Hardy. I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, they all all the episodes kind of become one big episode. So it's hard to remember exactly who directed what, but yeah, I mean the directors that came back repeatedly, obviously something was working, and that everybody liked them being there.
I did as much as they would let me do. I mean, I think the only one that they didn't let myself do was the fall that Tricia and I did at the end of season 1, the fight. I think that was the only one I didn't do. And as far as training, I don't think there was any real training involved. It's just kind of, I think that Tricia and I both are blessed with being very athletic just naturally, and so I think that stunts kind of come easily for us.
Yeah,
to us, for us.
The same with me. I mean, I pretty much did, I'd say 99% of my own stunts. The only one was the one Katee just described. And, maybe, they did the one that were on beating up Grace on the rooftop. Because of turnaround and everything, they needed Grace and I to leave so that we could get there the next morning. So and they had to set up the crane. It was going to be like another 2 hours or something. So, like something like that. But otherwise, we did our own stunts. And I mean, the only one I ever trained for was the big fight at the end of season 1, but it was, I think I had 3 sessions over 3 weeks. There's 4 sessions with a sensei, and I think you had a couple of boxing lessons, and that was it. So.
I don't think I did any boxing lessons. I don't remember. It's so long ago. But I think
we had a couple of choreography lessons, like together.
Yeah, we had choreography. That's what we did. We had the thing with the difference, there's such a difference. I actually said this to someone the other day. Is there's a difference between Number 6 and the way that Number 6 and Starbuck fight. Like Number 6 fights with an elegance. Like there's an athleticism to it that's very just. It's like a gazelle. It's very beautiful. It's very fluid. Like Starbuck fights with a boxer's fury. Like she's got no training. And that's part of why I didn't want to train was. Starbuck doesn't have training. She just fights.
Didn't Michael Reimer say that too? He wanted Starbuck to be like she was fighting in a bar brawl, and Number 6 to be fighting like she was like a machine, like she's a trained machine.
When I went to Bionic Woman, I actually remembered that that conversation that we had with Michael about how they wanted you to fight like a robot, and I actually took that into Sarah Corvus. and just made her movements very simple and very fluid and very robot-like. It's actually something else that I actually said the other day, because I didn't remember this, but the stunt guy had actually said that if the fall at the end of that fight had taken place with only one of us, they would have let us do it. But because it was the two of us holding on to each other, they were worried that we would hit heads.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they actually, like, had it just in a fall, they would have been like, okay, go for it, which is,
well,
you know, that's fun.
It's us with the impact. Like when you when Starbuck hits Six and they fall over the edge, the impact is actually us. It's just, then it cuts to them in midair, and that is, or just leaving the, you know, just falling over, and that's the stunt doubles. But we actually did the impact, and the stunt guy was actually, Mitch was actually right behind me. We were only a couple of feet from that.
Oh, you were on the edge.
And so he stopped us. She hit me, and he stopped us. But we were very close to the edge at that point.
Yeah, and there's there's a side to me that's kind of glad, especially in my old age, but I didn't do those falls and things, because if you actually go back and watch that fall again, and you watch Kim Howie's head, who plays my stunt double, her head slams the ground and flies back up. I mean, it's just crazy.
I know. Yeah, now with all my back problems, I'm so glad I didn't do it.
You know, could you imagine? It'd be like, sure, I have knee problems, but I'll let you punch me in the knee with a metal bar. Of course, go for it. See what happens. It'd be fun.
When you hit me in the face with the fire extinguisher, I insisted on doing it, and I think they did.
I totally forgot about that.
And then I did it, and I think I actually knocked myself out briefly when I hit the wall, because I don't remember from hitting the wall to hitting the floor. And
I remember, the crew was cracking up because they were like, wow, she's actually tough. And I was like, shut up, of course she is.
And I remember Harvey, he came out, what the hell are you doing?
I know, it was so funny because everyone thought you were so wimpy. They were like, but she's so delicate. I'm like, no, she's not. Leave her alone.
Exactly.